Ada yang spesial di Sapa Indonesia Pagi hari ini karena kita akan berbicara dengan salah satu penulis lagu dan juga musisi yang saya yakin karya-karyanya Anda pasti sudah pernah mendengar atau bahkan berulang-ulang mendengarnya. Atau jangan-jangan lagunya pernah mengisi pernikahan Anda atau teman atau saudara Anda. Tapi siapa di baliknya bisa jadi Anda justru belum sering mendengarnya. Nah, di balik lagu-lagu indah ada seorang nomine Grammy, ada seorang yang sudah menerima banyak penghargaan dan juga lagu-lagu yang sudah menduduki peringkat-peringkat atas tangga lagu dunia. Dan saya berkesempatan berbicara dengannya pada hari ini. Ada Jim Brickman di sini. Jim, how are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you and welcome to Indonesia.
Thank you.
First, I hope you had a good experience probably within the last 20 hours, probably not even 20 hours.
No, lots of food. And lots
Indonesian food?
Indonesian food and a lot of happy people and a great welcome.
Okay, we're so glad to have you here and to listen to your music.
Thank you.
Now we're excited about your show here in Jakarta. This is the first time, of course. You've never been here. And how did you get to know these special performers? Well, you brought John with you. There's Delon here, and there's Rossa. So what do you think about them, and how did you get connected?
Well, we do something special in every country that we visit all over the world, and that is to collaborate with local artists. I think what it does is it brings the musical worlds together, and because my songs are very popular and some have a female vocal, that the big hits have a female vocal, I want to present them in the way that people are used to hearing them.
So there's a standard that female singer has to fulfill.
Right. And so they have to be a fan of mine or they can't come on the stage.
Okay.
No, they have to be familiar, and say, oh, I want to join. And sometimes it's through social media from us. We'll say, hello, do you know who I am? Things like that. And sometimes the promoter will reach out and say, do you want
try to match you?
To match me, yeah.
So, as you said, there's a certain standard that you have to fulfill. Is it hard to find that standard as you move on from each country? You got to find a singer with that standard, and it's not really easy considering it was a worldwide known song.
Right. Well, it's easier in Southeast Asia because everybody can sing.
I'm not
well, it just feels like, and when they open their mouth, like Rossa or and a lot of the Filipino artists, or when we're just in Singapore, they open their mouth and it's just like this beautiful, much better than American singers.
Really?
They really are. Like there's not. I have a very hard time in the U.S. finding great singers, other than John Trones, who's here, of course.
So that's good to know that we can sing, actually. Maybe we could start a career with later on in the States. So it's not hard for you to find in Indonesia. But you've never met Rossa. So how do you click with that, considering that you've never met her?
Most of the time, musicians that are talented and successful speak a language that is not seen by other people who don't have a gift of that kind. And there's a natural musicality. And so what I always say, which I will say to her when we meet, is I will follow you. You just sing and don't worry about me.
But you're the song creator.
I'm the song creator,
but she'll be like, I'm going to follow you. This is your song.
Yeah, but what happens is if I follow her and she follows me, it goes like a train crash. It slows down, it speeds up. So I'm very sensitive to the interpretation because everybody has a different interpretation of the song.
Even in their voice.
In their voice, and they have certain qualities that maybe the original singer didn't have. Like there have been multiple people who've sung a song like Valentine or something like that. Everybody from Martina McBride to Olivia Newton-John, and they sing it differently because their voices.
So you try to match that.
Yeah, I want to give the emotional connection that singer brings it to life. I know the song. I can play it for anyone.
Anyway, right? You can play it anyway, and you have the right to make it in any way. It's your song. So, mungkin banyak yang belum tahu bahwa karir dari Jim Brickman ini mungkin sudah sampai lebih dari 25 tahun dan beberapa lagunya seperti Valentine ini sudah merajai tangga lagu dunia. So, tell me about the span of your career, 27 years. Am I guessing right?
You added a couple, but that's
okay, 26.
No, it's,
okay.
it's something like that. I stopped counting at 25.
More than 25. So I will always be correct by saying more than 25. How do you stay current? I mean, like you write beautiful love songs. Some songs we brought through our youth, through heartbreaks and weddings and so on. How do you stay current with the current music situation or industry? How do you continue to create songs that people continue to relate with?
Yeah, well, you have to stay true to yourself no matter what you do. Mm-hmm. So you can't imitate something just because it's trendy. Mm-hmm. You know, when you do that, people notice that it feels like, oh, he's trying to be something he's not.
Original.
Yeah, or he's trying to go with the current moment. And that wouldn't be true to me. So I have to listen to what's going on and be influenced by what people are listening to now, but still bring what comes from me naturally. You have to stay. I don't think you can have a career for as long as mine or as long as many artists who have been successful over time without being true to what you're known as.
Only following the trend, that won't work.
Like a song like Valentine, you know, it doesn't seem like it's 25 years old. Yeah. You know, it's just in the world. And so it doesn't have my intention is to have a timeless quality to the songs.
So if I'm going to talk about new music, what would be the latest, probably singer, probably band that you find interesting? Like those who started like within the last 10, 15 years?
Yeah, you know, I tend to like things that are pretty straight ahead pop.
Okay.
You know, and nostalgic, like you know, like a Michael Bublé or something that is nostalgic but current at the same time. Yeah. And I was still a sucker for pop music. Okay. So I was always a fan of things like, you know, Backstreet Boys or Katy Perry, or I mean, I'm a very pop songwriter. Okay. Very melodies that people can listen to and remember.
You love catchy melodies.
Catchy melody.
That was your background, wasn't it?
That was my background, yeah. And so, you know, you have to do what you do. And so I feel like in many ways I'm like my audience. I like the same kind of music as my audience
and that helps you in creation, right?
Yeah, because there's a relatability to the audience. There's a camaraderie where I feel like I always say to them, I like those songs too. I'm into that kind of music the same way. I would go to an Air Supply concert, or I would go to
as a fan.
As a fan, yeah. And so I feel like, well, they might go to that too. You know, they might go to see. You know, the reunion of NSYNC, or they might go to.
You go to those.
I don't go. I don't go to a lot of concerts.
But you appreciate that.
But I'm not. I don't want to go to. I would never go to an Elton John concert or Barry Manilow concert because it would be over. I don't like to be in the audience. I want to be on the stage.
I see. But there's like we know that you write songs, but you ask a lot of people to perform with you. Is that because you enjoy the stage, but you don't enjoy this to be the center of it, but you just enjoy the stage, or what is that like? You could have sung all those songs by yourself.
Yeah, I think it also, to your question about keeping relevant, that's the other thing that it does. So Rossa, for example, she's a contemporary singer, popular now, and so it brings me with that singer into a relevant time in the world.
Well, that's a strategy there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not on purpose. It's just that if I write a song and it's a timeless song, if you have a contemporary artist singing it, it becomes contemporary. And so in many ways, when I look for collaborators, I look for a variety of people, whether it's a iconic person who I'm an admirer of, or whether it's an up-and-coming young talent. I love that too. People who are not quite known yet, but that they start to become known by singing one of my songs.
And you enjoy going through that process with them?
Very much so. It gives variety, everything from Broadway to country to rock to pop. You get jazz. So I work with all these different people, but the common thing is my music. It's just different styles of people singing.
I see. So as we're going on to your concert here, what's something special that you've prepared for your concert here in Jakarta?
Well, there's a couple surprises, so I don't want to give that away, but everybody...
Just give one away? No, just...
Well, what I do think I'll say is that I think people expect for it to be like a piano recital like this, and it is not.
It's Jim Brickman,
It's
so
not.
he's going to play piano.
No,
so
I mean, he plays piano, but I think there's more laughter than people expect. I have John with me. He's such a beautiful Broadway voice that I think is unusual for people to hear, but also we have a lot of fun and a lot of conversation and stories, and I don't think people expect for it to be as funny or as happy as it is. I think if they've never seen me before, they may think I'm just going to do this.
Just listen to my music, you know.
It's not like
so
that.
it's not just a musical performance that you've prepared, it's a whole show.
Yes.
That you've prepared. So that's going to make it really special, and I guess putting it that way, we have a lot to expect coming up to your show here in Jakarta. So again, about your background as a songwriter, as a pianist, and your very extensive career and what you've gone through, especially being a Grammy nominee. What else do you have in plan? Like, do you have a target? Like, I want to be, probably wins this or that, or probably make an album? What target do you have in the future?
Well, I'm actually working on a project called Christmas Around the World, where I'm going to invite people like Rossa and different collaborators from all different countries, from France to Germany to the Philippines to Indonesia to Australia, because I love this idea, like we started the conversation with, collaborations from around the world. Once I've had so much success in the U.S., you feel like you sort of just keep doing the same thing and you want to expand. So more travel and performing around the world, and in different languages, and like I said before, encouraging young talent that I can give advice to and help young talent who's coming up in the world. You feel this responsibility. Since I didn't have a lot of anybody helping me, I was just like, I don't know, just play the piano.
Just start it wherever you can.
Yeah, and I think that's true these days. For a lot of people, they don't know. They might be from a small town, and they don't know. Great talent, and so I like to encourage young talent. To me, that's a really fulfilling thing to see.
There was a YouTube video, about your songs while playing your songs. There was a comment that I read there that was kind of funny. He said there is no wedding in the Philippines that doesn't play a Jim Brickman song.
Really?
Yeah, I read that. How do you feel about comments like that?
It's surprising. I mean, it's not surprising to me, but when you're a songwriter and a song becomes so popular, it takes on a life of its own.
Yeah.
And then when I think halfway around the world, I think to myself, how did it get there?
How did it get there?
How did that happen?
And how did it stay there?
How did it stay there? How did it go from this wedding to that wedding to a new generation too? And at first I didn't take it as a compliment when people say, my grandmother loves your music, but then I know it's a way of honoring the fact that this has gone on for generations, which is very surreal, but also I'm very grateful, and it's a real compliment. Okay.
You don't mind that your song is so popular? They didn't even care about who wrote the song. Is that okay with you?
Oh, no, I don't. Many people do, and it's also unusual for a song to be that popular where the song is not sung by the person. Where it's like, it's a Jim Brickman song, but it's not sung by me. It's hard to
Yeah, I hear that a lot from songwriters here in Indonesia too. But you know what? I can't even make a song that popular. So
Wow.
you still got.
You don't try; it just happens.
Thanks.
You don't. There's no way to make it happen.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
just is.
I see. Jim, good luck on your show.
Thank you very much.
So we expect a full show here in Jakarta, and we'd love to welcome you back here in Jakarta or other places of Indonesia. Don't miss out.
Thank you so much.
Jim, thanks so much for
Thank you very much.
Tadi wawancara bersama Jim Brickman. Sekarang kita kembali ke studio di Sapa Indonesia Pagi.